Everybody, yeah, we are still milking that Katt Williams cow. It's a lot there.
We all are.
No, it's a lot. No, but there. I mean, it's so layered. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. Um, this is grown big, hairy T-Rex legs. This is serious right now. A lot of the stuff that's going on. A lot of the behavior that's gone on in the aftermath is quite interesting. Haran, you know me, I'm a sucker for a good article, and you wrote something that was pretty fucking amazing. No cap, pretty fucking amazing. I like me a good read. That was a good read. It was a good read.
I had to repost that.
Yeah, I did too. Just an amazing angle to this whole Katt Williams thing and what we're all seeing unfold. So I want to jump right in. Welcome everybody, Saturday night to the block. I want to jump right in. I'd like to read this article, and then we can take it from there because there's a lot there. There's a lot there. So I want to read the article courtesy of our very own Haran DeMarco. How's everybody feeling? Everybody all right? Everybody all right? Everybody okay?
Good. Life is good.
It's
snowing here.
Is it already?
Yeah, we're supposed to get a blizzard, but then they changed it. They're playing that game that they like to play with us. This psychological game. It's like it's gonna snow. It's not. Yeah. It's gonna snow. Maybe it is.
Well, they do that to push people to shop for shit. Like people hear that and then they go run out and get salt. They go run out and get bread and of course the toilet tissue. Right? Guys off shelves. You know, you gotta push people to shop, get their cold cuts and their bread and their milk.
All of the above.
The bread, the milk, and the egg industry. Every time there's a disaster, I mean, must go through the roof. Okay.
Yes.
They must go through the roof. The bread, the eggs, and forget the what we got, Hiram Oblinsky, I see you backstage. If you want to hide behind your avatar, then you have to super chat us first. And then you're more than welcome to come up here. Okay, so let's get to this article. Before we get to the article, since we're warming up, welcome everybody. Hit that like and subscribe if you want to support the show. By all means, Cash App on the block with Jen. Thank you sincerely to everyone who Cash Apps me because you're catching the replay and you liked the content. Gracias. Or you can super chat. So, panel, chat, everybody lurking. Hey, lurkers. Happy Saturday night. What do you think thus far? Because every day there's like a storm of new developments from this Katt Williams versus everybody on Club Shay Shay. Someone said something on Facebook that was I could not disagree with. They said this was the best stand-up special ever.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, it was more entertaining than Chappelle's last joint. I watched Chappelle. First, I'm a fan of Chappelle, but I think that once someone gets to a certain level and you're sitting in the audience, you get free laughs because you're Dave Chappelle.
Yep.
Right? Whereas if it was a nobody saying exactly what Chappelle was saying, nobody would be doubled over. Right? But it's like, we like Chappelle, so we're going to chuckle, right, at this point, So I don't think it was his best. A lot of people said it was his best. I don't think so. I think what he said at the end was really good. He's a very wise man. So I watch Chappelle for the nuggets of wisdom. I don't watch Chappelle expecting to double over and laugh. I do not. I just know, at this point, he's a public speaker to me, a very wise,
he gives
very wise man in the tribe.
Yeah, it gets TED Talk.
Yes.
I think also with Katt is that we haven't seen that. I guess we haven't seen that Carlin, Lenny Bruce energy in a very long time.
Andrew Dice Clay.
That Dice Clay energy and comedy in a very long time, And there was a time when I thought Dave was going in that direction. And he kind of did, but then he just started philosophizing and shit like that, which is dope. Yeah. It is what it is.
Absolutely dope. Absolutely dope. I just know when I watch him,
right,
by no means am I sitting there like, I'm
going to. You know what you're paying for. You know what I mean? And it's great for what it is.
Absolutely.
But Katt just like yeah, this was a long time since we saw that. It's that punk rock energy. I tell people, it's like you don't have to understand punk rock music to understand punk rock energy. Punk rock
Mhm.
energy is fuck this whole shit. I'm gonna say what I say. I said it. I meant it. Fuck you if you don't feel it. And
Mhm.
deep down, everyone can connect with that.
Mhm.
Because a
Mhm.
lot of us want to say a number of things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for what it's worth, that is why Donald Trump won. He brought in that punk rock energy. He brought in
Right.
that energy that people who are frustrated, people who are angry, can connect with. And right now in America, people are angry with their jobs. People are angry with the decisions that they made in their lives. People are angry in their marriages. People are angry, period. So when he was saying what
Mhm.
he was saying and breaking down certain things, just a lot of people could connect with it.
Yep,
Mhm.
very much so.
So there are people who didn't connect with it. I got, as we all do, we have friends and buddies in the industry. And the phone calls that I've been disagreeing. And these people are close to me and they're in the industry. They're industry heads. And some of them are close to the situation with Katt. And I gotta say, I've been disagreeing with them. I've been disagreeing with them. I'm not, first of all, what I'm not gonna do, the go along to get along, I'm not gonna do it. So if you're calling me to discuss this, you have to understand I'm gonna tell you how I see it. I mean, people are saying he's divisive. People are saying that these are conversations that I'm having. He's divisive. Why would he do that? Why would he go after his fellow brethren in the industry? Why would he do such a thing? I'm hearing that. I'm hearing it does nothing for comedy. When before you speak, you have to ask yourself, what would the benefit be of this? And I call hogwash. I call bullshit. I think this is the best thing that's happened to comedy in a good long time. Okay? Because now people are paying attention to comedy in general. Matter of fact, all the people that are getting pressed, the comedians that are getting pressed, like No Saint said yesterday, like people didn't even know who these people were until Katt said their name. Okay. Club Shay Shay was entertaining, but it was not 25 million views strong.
No, no.
Okay.
Those is Marvel trailer movie numbers, by the way.
Yes, they are.
And I mean, I loved everything about this shit. But for the people who are disagreeing or whether they're in the industry or not, because I've had the same conversations with a couple of people, and I say to them, okay, I'm going to pose a question to you. If you were famous or even not famous, and you watch people year after year go up publicly and lie on you and bash your name and lie on you and bash your name, one after another, 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 what would you do? Right? And to me, he was like, okay, you know what? I didn't watch way one too many of you lie on me. I'm gonna just go ahead and give this interview to my friend Shay Shay. I'm gonna do one good interview, clear the air, and go on about my day because I gotta be somewhere by 5 o'clock. That's what it was given. Like it was like, because I don't understand what people don't understand. Like, what would you do if you were in his shoes? Because most people would clap back after each person, each and every person. That's what we see a lot of celebrities doing these days. Like, after each and every person that says anything about them, and they don't even have to be famous, they clapping back at fans. But this man did it one good time to tell his story. He says, "Since everybody else telling my story, can I tell my story? Can I?"
Right.
And I'll say this, it's kind of brilliant, whether he meant it or not. A brilliant marketing move because he's on tour. Katt Williams is on tour. And now people might say, holy shit, I'm going to go in. Maybe he'll talk about some of this on stage. I don't know if that was the angle. Probably not 100%, but it's going to work that way. Because I was looking at tickets. I was like, oh shit, let me see what those tickets cost.
I know them tickets done went up after that interview.
No, tickets blew up. Just like Chris Rock, after Chris Rock got slapped, his tickets went through the roof, right? That's how it works. That's the industry.
Nothing wrong with that. Whether it was intentional or not, there's nothing wrong with that. It's called
capitalism.
It's called the marketing game. Everybody does it. Look,
you better leverage.
Look, listen, man. Look, if I was interviewing him and he said some shit like that and that whole shit, I'll be like, yo, at the end of this, you got some shit you trying to sell, man? Because trust me, all eyes about to be on you.
And as the interviewer, I'll be selling some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's his highest interview.
Well, actually, it was backwards. What Katt was doing that for Shay Shay.
Right.
Like, you're about to get put on behind this. So he knew exactly what he was doing, right?
I don't think, here's the downside of that though. I think this is the peak for Club Shay Shay.
Of course it is.
I think this is it. This is I can't see him having anything else left in the tank after this.
Nope.
Nothing like this.
No, nothing.
Interviewer. He just
He just got lucky. He got lucky because somebody liked him. You know, it's just like that's why I say shit ain't fair. Okay, somebody might grant you something you might not. I've been undeserving for shit before. People have given me positions, and I'm like, okay, I'm coming to do my best. You know, but it's just because they like you.
Yeah, and I mean, he better strike while the iron is hot, because he'll get a bump, and then people will get bored. You know, the people that were there to watch something exciting will say, "Oh, this isn't as good as the Katt Williams interview. I'm not going to watch as much."
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to top that, even if the other comics show up like, "Oh, I want to go back there." It's going to womp because they already went. They already said their truth. They already gave their story. So you're going to double back and say what? You're going to say that's not true. So someone in the chat asked, "Did anybody say he was lying yet?" Right? So Ice Cube, although Ice Cube didn't go at him, Ice Cube did try to say he was lying. And then someone pulled out receipts. Now, Ice Cube was trying to act like the older wise guy, the one that I am above all this. I just wanted to correct one little thing. I agree with Katt. Katt did defend me. However, I just want to fix this one little thing. There was never any insinuation of a rape scene or anything like that regarding Katt's character. And Friday, there was no, I just want to set the record straight, right? Because Black men, homophobia, everybody wants to get far away from the assholes. I'm talking about anus, like the assholes, not people that
the
actual assholes. Like, Black men want to steer far away from anything that has to do with an asshole. Let everybody get away from the assholes. So Ice Cube was trying, he gave his little spiel. Let me just get away from the asshole real quick. I had no intention of even insinuating that there was an asshole involved in this guy's character. And then remember, Katt Williams had said that there was a sexual assault scene that he wanted out of the script, right? And they took it out. But now Ice Cube's saying that's preposterous. There was never even enough. I don't do that. You know my style. You've watched my movies. And then someone pulled out a receipt. So let's bring up the receipt and see if Ice Cube has never even thought of sexual assault on any of his Friday movies.
Cube, the ice is melting.
Not the ice is melting.
Got some explaining to do.
Yeah, and I'm like, either you did a thing or you didn't do a thing. You can't do a thing a little bit. Either you did or you didn't do it, right?
I mean,
the fear is very real in our community as Black men. I will agree to that because I talk about this show, on the Block with Jen and the energy of it. And I talk about it and I talk about who's on it. And, I casually mention that a trans woman is on it. And my brothers look at me funny. I'm like, what happened? I didn't say I performed this fucking show naked. Like, what happened? He was like, well, you got like a trans. First of all, some of y'all got to really work on your diction. One of the motherfuckers actually said a transgender or some shit like that. And I was like, no, gender.
A redheaded transgender.
Yeah.
Transgender.
And I'm like, I'm like, bro, it's okay. I don't leave the podcast with trans on my arm, or it's not something you can catch. This is a person. If you actually sit down and share ideas, you know what I mean, with people from different communities, you'll find out that that people that they, you know, have the same wants and needs that you do. You know what I mean? They shit after, you know what I mean, a big plate of fucking pasta, just like you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. Not you, sweetie.
No, I don't. I know.
forgot
I
you're a
have
woman.
fairy dust. I don't.
Yeah, I know women don't shit. You know what I mean? I've never met or dated a woman that shits or farts. Just that's not a thing. Anyway, you understand my point? So continue.
Okay, so let's play the video. This is ridiculous. This is like Katt Williams gate. Hold on. This absolutely ridiculous. I got a story for y'all, but on another show. Woo! Thank goodness for my anger management certificate, y'all.
Oh my God, she got a signed paper saying that she's a sane person, y'all. She got
Shush. Shush.
Where's the sound?
Is that me? Okay, I think it's her. You can, Jen, we can't hear. Jay, we can't hear.
Or is that an accident? Is it a glitch? Might be a glitch on our end. Maybe she has to go out and come back in.
Jay, can you hear us?
No, she can't hear us. She's listening to this clip.
Oh, she having a good old time.
What's going on?
We can't hear or see anything.
Like,
I mean, you can't hear the video?
Yeah, I don't think you could hear us. We're trying to talk to you.
You couldn't hear the video.
No, we couldn't see the video.
Couldn't see the video. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Give me 1 second. Stop screen. Give me 1 second.
He said, "I'll just do the voiceover." Too funny.
It's Saturday night.
Saturday night. I don't know why the fuck you can't hear it.
Saturday night at Club Saint.
What you drinking on?
My top shelf tequila.
Yeah, Ms. Roof, I saw that people were saying there was a discrepancy with that because there was like Katt Williams said that Cedric and the Entertainer and somebody else never went by the Comedy Store, and then Guy Torry said no, he did come through to Fat Tuesday, and then someone said Fat Tuesday is not the Comedy Store though, and then Guy Torry was like, well, Fat Tuesday was done in the Comedy Store. So they're going back and forth about, basically Katt was saying these two dudes didn't support Guy Torry.
So they're trying to split hairs.
So Guy Torry is like, look at this video back in 1973. Guy Torry is standing next to me at the thing. he's at the thing with the guy. And this, look, I said his name on stage. So these guys are scouring the archives.
Right, that's the funny thing.
He pulled up a picture. They both look 19. Cedric the Entertainer and Guy Torry look 19. Okay, so these guys are digging. That's what I'm saying.
They are digging to try to, like, out of all of these people, right? You would think one person could just say, no, that's a lie, and here's why. None of them, not one.
Like Cedric is like 100 pounds less in that fucking picture.
Yes, they look young.
And this is the thing. The internet just keeps on giving, because a lot of these videos were just videos sitting in somebody's camera or whatever that they brought in. You can't get away. I mean, things that were in the past now that you thought you could get away with are just, someone's going to throw it online and it's going to start it up again. It's because I was watching the jokes that were, that they said that these Steve Harvey and all stole from Katt Williams, and these are old, like probably early 90s, maybe late 80s, it's just like, can't get away with it.
All right, I'm gonna try again. Let me know if you can see it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens again. Yo no sé. Vamos a ver. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Can you still see it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna hit play. Let's see if it plays. I thought this was interesting. I really want to show you guys this. Oops.
The second thing I want to clear up, I would never shoot a rape scene in a movie, especially like Friday.
You're right, it wasn't Friday, it was Friday after next.
You actually see this happening on camera. That ain't my style. If you check out any of my movies, they not raunchy.
Wait, hold on then. What the fuck is this my nigga?
I like my fish wet and squirming.
I thought I was dreaming.
You are.
He almost dreamed. I mean, nigga.
Oh, you dreaming.
What the hell?
You want to try to make sure that makes the movie.
You was just gonna take it, wasn't you? Huh?
So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
so that was that not suggesting sexual assault? One big black man.
And that was exactly what.
That's what I thought was. I remember that scene. I always walked out of that situation thinking, it was supposed to be a rape scene.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
I thought this is what I thought. I thought we understood that the scene was modified to imply we just didn't give the literal. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
Q was trying to sit there and say that, we didn't imply it either. Like, no, yeah, you did. Like, no. Whether you imply it or it's the literal, it's still a scene. A sex scene. If like after the clothes are off and all the hot, sweaty, whatever, and they clip out and black out to something else, still technically a sex scene because it insinuates that the two characters had sex.
Right. So that's exactly what Katt said was in the script. However, what we just saw was what Katt convinced them to cut it down to.
Right.
That is what Katt said on Club Shay Shay. That is what they cut it down to. However, you can't cut something down that did not exist, right? So Ice Cube's I would never, I would never sit and there was a rape scene in the Players Club, but we didn't even shoot that all the way. We left it to your imagination. The same way you left that scene to people's imagination.
So there's two things that's a possibility right now. There's a bunch of shit on the cutting room floor that's making that literal. Or there's a Sharpie crossing out a couple of lines that says this is supposed to be a literal scene.
Yeah,
I believe Katt wholeheartedly. I believe Katt wholeheartedly on this one.
Is there? I mean, we just saw it. We just saw it.
I mean,
it literally looks like some jail shit. And it's real funny. No, it's real funny. Like every time I tell y'all people, men understand rape anytime jail is involved. So this is a jail scene. You know what I mean? Black men understand rape and the concept of rape only when it's put in a jail context. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
carefulness of it. Anyway,
you were one squeal away from being Deliverance. I mean, basically, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Deliverance didn't show it. You knew what was going on. Or did they?
I don't recall because I remember seeing Deliverance. Didn't they show it? Well, did they?
Well, I know he squealed like a pig.
Right. Because I remember from my film.
But
I watched it. Yeah, good.
That's crazy. That's yeah. I mean, what else would you get out of that scene? I don't know what he was talking about, what Ice Cube was talking about, because that's totally.
I tell you one thing, editing is a motherfucker. They set that shit up. The editing right there, the ominous music going on. It should sound like a horror horror movie. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was it was very well shot to present it to look like exactly what it was a rape scene. So to hear Ice Cube's out, you've seen my movies. I would never. I mean, yeah, there was one in the Players Club, but we didn't even shoot that one. We left it to your imagination. So for him to sit there going to this hypocrisy and how Katt Williams exposed the hypocrisy again, all of these black men know that the heat of the dresses, the heat of homosexuality, the heat of being gay is coming down on everybody. So what did Ice Cube do? He got away from the asshole. He said, I don't play with assholes. And then we look at that scene, and you were insinuating somebody was about to get at another man's asshole. A man was about to get at another man's asshole. So what are we talking about here?
Right. With all the emotions that are going around, like I said, you would have thought that one of them, as angry as they are, as bad as they want to prove that he's lying, not one of them have been able to do that, but we've been seeing countless pieces of evidence to support everything that he is saying. So why is there still a debate? Oh, people are debating with their emotions, people are debating with their feelings and their biases, and aren't just, I guess, honest enough to be able to say that, like, listen, I like Katt, or whoever, I like Kevin, or I like Tiffany, or I like whoever, and that's it, y'all. I just can't see past that. Let me, because there's been a couple of times in my life I've had to do that. I'm like, you know what, I like this particular person I know I'm probably not seeing it all the way, so.
Andrew Libra says, cut the volume and just watch the scene, not knowing what it was. It would look like a serious rape. And here's the thing, right? This is going to disturb people, but there is nothing. I am a writer. Thank you. There is nothing. I keep saying it. There is nothing that we write that doesn't have a tinge of who we are, what we think, or what we want. And sometimes we know we're not going to get that thing, so we write about it. Okay. There are many ways that Terry Crews could have been written in to terrorize a tiny Katt Williams without including sexual assault.
Right.
Many ways, many ways that they could have wrote a Terry Crews terrorizing a Katt Williams without introducing rape. But what did the writers choose?
Right. Wait a minute. So wait. So at the end of the day, you are saying I guess we can say you're backing me up in some sorts that male rape by another man in the black community is something that black men fear often. Is that one of the main things that they fear?
I don't know if they fear it. I think they look at it as that makes you gay. I don't know if they fear it. You know what I mean? Unless they go to prison. Now, if they go to prison, I'm sure they fear it.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. It was put in a prison context. Yeah. It didn't have to be put in a prison context. It could have been put in another context.
I see what you're saying.
You did what I'm saying?
And it wouldn't be put in another context because they associate male rape to prison.
Absolutely.
So you're right.
Absolutely.
Only, yeah.
Absolutely.
And it happens a lot. Mm-hmm. Especially with younger males. Especially with younger males.
Listen, a lot of times brothers it don't be the time that they fear. They fear what's going to happen when they go in, when niggas go to jail. Okay, let's just call it what it is.
Scared me straight for sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we have programs and so on and so forth. They bring in motherfuckers that tell you what's going to happen when you're in the inside.
Listen, I don't know if I ever would have been a criminal, but the old advertisement of you go in there and you either fight or, you be giving it up was enough to keep me on the straight and narrow.
I mean, there's other positions to take, saying that not just those two. We'll talk later.
This is a family show. Behave yourselves.
I'm trying to help No Say out just in case he ends up in prison.
Warn me first before I leave the room, so I can leave the room, man.
Just grow your hair out. No saying, and wear that thong. We'll mail it to you. We'll mail you your beige thong.
It's just stop showering. You should be all right.
Yeah. So Kevin Hart yesterday thought I guess it would be cute and funny to sit with 3 other men and try to crack jokes about Katt Williams. They landed flat, and I am not being biased. I was ready to laugh because I was like, oh, Kevin's there with 3 other dudes. This is about to be a roast. It was womp womp. He tried to say a couple things. It just fell flat. But Kevin he's not that guy. He's not the roast guy. He's not a battle comedian. Right. So I didn't expect that from him. But I did expect you're there with 3 other guys. You guys are about to go in. It didn't happen. It was corny.
Like the combined IQ of all of those motherfuckers in that room couldn't take on little Katt Williams.
That's crazy.
Right. So let's get into this article that Haran DeMarco wrote. Mute your mics. I'm getting feedback. Is that Saint? Let's get to this article. And the article states, oh my God. That Rodriguez baseball player. Child, my life in the sunshine. So the article, penned by Haran DeMarco. Get some finger snaps. Hi, everybody who's in the room. Thank you for pulling up on Saturday night. Hit that like and subscribe. Mama, good to see you. Hi. Okay, so Haran DeMarco states, Katt Williams and the politics of Black trauma. For those in the know, Katt has been one of my favorite comedians of all time, a pure genius who unapologetically speaks from the center. I believe his interview speaks to a far more complex issue many of us aren't prepared to address. Blacks are expected to suffer in silence or critique in the dark when their opponent is Black, which is fundamentally ridiculous. For months, I've witnessed Blacks feverishly critique Jews, immigrants, whites, Asians, etc. The behavior is often championed and met with reward. Yet, when it's time to spotlight the transgressions in the community, when someone demands to share their truth, they are met with mixed responses. Monikers such as bitter and accusations of attacking a fellow brother run liberally. Unfortunately, by doing so, we succeed in proving we are the gatekeepers of our trauma, the peddlers of our poison. How often are you pressured indirectly or otherwise to protect the secrets of your family and or community to save face? Blacks are conditioned to support in public and critique in private, yet we never seem to arrive at the juncture where we truly correct in the shadows. In fact, we are expected to enable in public, ignore in private, and accept inevitable feelings of resentment as normal. We cheer when the Illuminati is exposed, rally when our suspicions of a gay agenda are validated, and stand vindicated when our heroes point to the faces of those responsible for our perceived oppression. Yet we get real funny style when it's time to do a gut check. Blacks are not above being checked in public spaces. You do not have to endure financial, mental, physical, or emotional abuse from your Black family members in the name of solidarity. I implore you to abandon. Now you gotta wait. I implore you to abandon the notion that Blackness requires you to suffer in silence, particularly when your opposition looks like you. That shit was fucking amazing. And it needs a bigger platform. You guys need to go to Haran DeMarco's page and share that. I'll share it in my community section as well. Very, very poignant, very on point, very, I've never looked at it this way. But there were so many gems in here, and this is why tonight's topic is Katt Williams exposes Black trauma and hypocrisy. Give me 1 second, everybody.
So I did a video a couple of years ago asking a question. And the response was kind of interesting. And this article reminds me of the question that I put in that video. And I said, basically asking, if you're a part of a community, is there a way, any kind of way, to be able to like hold the community accountable by like just asking questions or wanting to help like elevate the community without it looking as though you're bashing the community? Because if I don't know if it's me, but it looks like anytime anybody, you could be from the community and say something and you're going to be bashed, and it's like, but I'm calling for elevation, like, and growth, and, you know. And then the responses, I got a lot of responses that said this: you can't, not in this day and time, because people's comprehension is so, you used the word the other day and I loved it, has become dogmatic. Because usually when you say dogmatic, you know, for religion, but now it's just period. People are just dogmatic, period. And so if you say one thing, then you're expected to just stay on that straight and narrow path and not be a layered human being. It's very interesting.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's you're right. That's why I was shaking my head. No, it's if someone is dedicated to someone else or to a narrative, all they need is to be fed what their own confirmation bias is, and they're going to latch on to that. And anything you say that, hey, have you ever thought about this, is going to be rejected, because they're not looking to learn. They're looking to, if you want to call it tribal or whatever. But it's definitely, I see that at work all the time. Like, you know, it just takes one documentary to you know, one slanted documentary after another or whatever, but all it takes is one, and then that's what is regurgitated. So in this sense, if you are a I don't know, a Harvey fan or whatever, you're going to believe whatever things that are going to support what you already believe.
So let me, if I may, humbly and enduringly ask a question. Tribalism is one thing. Tribalism is expected. We all do it, right? However, what we're talking about is a little deeper. The article hits a little deeper. It is gatekeeping Black trauma. So is it safe to say, and I'm just asking a question here, the cult of Blackness is different than tribalism?
Yes.
It's cultish.
It's
it's cultish. It's like, no matter what you say is wrong here, we're going to keep doing it because this is what we believe in. Yeah, but Katt, he's hurt. He's exposing certain things because he wants people to know how he's being treated. No, he's being divisive and he's going against the Black code. And you're not supposed to do that. How does that help us? And people pick and choose, because when Steve Harvey sat his big mustached ass up there and said whatever he wanted to say, it was this, right? Ricky Smiley sat up there and said he wanted to say. Ice Cube is it. So it's like, it's very, you know what I'm saying? They pick who it is they want the leaders to be. That sounds cultish to me.
It is very cultish, and I'm glad a couple of people, you know, I'm not shocked that those on this panel understood what I was saying. A couple of people, they didn't know what I was getting at, but you hit it on the head. That's cult behavior. That's cult shit. You know what I mean? Because when you allow yourself to be so drunk off of dogma and so, what's the word, extremist about your ideas, you push any space of critical thinking right out of the door. There's no space for critical thought, and critical thought creates gray areas. That's why it's called critical, because you sit there and you be like, wait, what if this situation happens? What if that situation happens? We're like, okay, well, this is not for the long run. This is not going to be very beneficial. So maybe we really need to really think that, really rethink this. No, dogma demands that we go straight down the fucking middle with this on our back, and anyone who questions it is against the movement, is against us. And that's not real life. That's not real life. And that's why you see people who are so extremist in their thinking, 9 times out of 10, they're used as weapons against other people.
Yeah.
They're used as weapons because they have no shell of critical thought with them.
Right. Yep.
And today is a happy anniversary to all the rednecks that ran up in the Capitol for justice.
Absolutely it is.
Oh, we're here again. Okay. All right. Shout out to y'all. Make America great again.
Yeah. Today is January 6th. They done stole the country from us.
Took our chirps.
Oh, my Bud Light. You drink Bud Light, Bob? Sometimes. What are you trying to say? Just hold it.
There's a tranny drinking Bud Light. I'm not drinking no Bud Light.
That's not gay beer. Your beer is gay.
It's funny you say that, because I was having the conversation came up. I didn't bring it up, and they were talking, making fun of, the worst day in American history. So some people were talking about it, and then the whole narrative of it was like the police let them in, and it was like, and I was like, so I showed, and the Babbitt getting shot, so basically I showed the video. I said, yeah, when I go on a tour, I start bashing windows in. I said, that's what I do when I'm being let in. I just start destroying. It's just, but that's part of the thing that Haran's talking about, the cultish. Truth just doesn't matter. People don't want to hear the truth if they're in that mindset. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to.
Right, because damn, it's fucking interesting, man. Because in the conversations that I told you I've had, my question was always, when I'm speaking to people that are like, why did he do that? That divides us in the comedy industry. Why did he do that? It's bad enough. There's oppression, and why did he do that? And then someone else, he's divisive. And my question was, is what he said about Cedric true?
Is it true? That's always my question. Is it true?
And it's funny that the friends I was talking to didn't even consider what I asked. No. They're like, well, did you even consider what he said, how he felt violated? Or is the bigger thing, he can't go against us, which goes back to Haran's article. You should suffer in silence if the other person is black, but if he's white, we get the marching immediately.
Now, keep that in mind, that you were asking that simple question.
Simple
question. How many of us have actually sat there and asked these same simple questions to our mothers when we're having these discussions about trauma in the family? And your mom is over here, well, you got to understand, like, no, blah, blah, blah. No, why? Because answering that simple question, that leaves you open to surrendering to a much bigger discussion. Because guess what? If you say, yeah, he stole the joke, then you have to come to terms with the fact that you don't deep down inside, he probably steals other jokes. And then you have to you have to face that maybe the guy really isn't as good as they try to portray him.
And remember, you're also his friend.
That's it. And that's why I'm saying the truth hits so hard, because the truth always demands accountability for all of us. There's times when I'm hit with a certain truth and I'm just like, oh shit. Like when he said, in terms of saying, I can't, recall the actual statement. I'm paraphrasing, of course, because it's so fucking brilliant. He was essentially saying, you entertaining losers is not in your character. And when he said that to Shannon,
your unnatural allegiance to losers.
Exactly, your natural allegiance to losers. And when he said that to him, it hit me in the chest because like, oh man, I got shrapnel on me now, man. Because I've done that. I've done this.
However, I do think that whether it's because he got lost or not, he does have a natural allegiance to fucking losers. Because he defended him at every turn, that is an allegiance, hence an allegiance. He defended come on, Kate. Come on, Kate. He wasn't that bad, Kate.
That
Come
was
on,
so.
Kate.
I don't watch him much,
He had an allegiance.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If I was right there in front of him and Katt said that shit to me, I'd have been like, this interview's over. Get out. Get out.
And it will not air.
I told you to come down here and tell me the truth, man.
It will not air. And then the other thing, Jen, if you answer that one question about that one person, like it is what he said about this person true. If you get the person to answer that one question, then you can go down the line. What about this? And what about this person? And then, okay, so then what's your issue? What's your real issue? Because if we can establish that he has, because we still ain't got any proof about him lying, but we've gotten other people. He just did the interview and went on about his day. Other people have come through and provided all of the evidence to support his thing. So what the problem seems more emotional and not fact-based. I mean, everyone does everything with their emotions now. Like the brain is not even, it's just like an afterthought at this point. I
mean,
you Jack said horrible impression of Shannon. Oh, let me do it again then. Come on, Kate. I'm not supposed to know they were lying. Come on. Oh, come on, Kate. You about to get me canceled, Kate. Oh, come on, Kate.
It's the gosh darn it swing. It's the gosh darn it swing that gets me.
Right.
Come on, like he bounces around in his chair. Come on, Cat. I'm gonna take your drink from you, Cat. You gonna get me in trouble, Cat. Cat, you gonna get me in trouble, Cat.
Green Mile 2 starring Shannon Sharp.
Might as well. But seriously. You could switch both of those motherfuckers. You could have switched him in the goddamn movie, and nobody would make a motherfucking bat an eye. They wouldn't be able to tell the fucking.
But between him and Tabitha Brown, oh my god,
baby,
they carry the movie. They can just do the whole movie themselves.
Hi, babies. I use this milkshake to lose some weight.
That shit is very. It's kind of creepy. How just so inviting she is on every fucking, you know what I mean, video. It's just like, ugh. And I tend to like Southern women and their accents, but her shit is kind of
I love Southern accents. I don't like plantation accents.
There you go. The plantation ones.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
And then like some of them, like the Phaedra Park ones too, can kind of work me too. Even like the nice, nasty, shady.
Oh yeah, she's funny. She's like a cartoon. Phaedra's like a cartoon.
Yes.
What
I call her an emoji board because her facial expressions. She could do a whole season with just facial expressions.
Mm-hmm.
What lady are you saying?
Here it is. Oh, go ahead, player. It's not working. You're too cute. Look at you trying to shoot your shot, nigga.
I ain't mad at him.
He's shooting with blanks.
He tried though, Jan.
Anyway. So going back to this, I think I want to ask the white guy. I want to ask our resident white guy.
Answer for white people. What do white people think?
Answer white because
I'm gonna do my best impression of Shannon Sharp.
The big eyes.
Come on, get. It's big in Latin homes. It's big in Black homes. You are not to speak of the pedophile uncle outside of these doors. You just when he comes over to visit, watch the kids or our crackhead relatives. I had the crackhead cousin, right? Look, listen, such and such is coming over. Put your jewelry up. That is what we do, right? And we are not to speak about it outside the door. Seriously, we're not speaking about it. So in white families, is it a big deal, No Saint, that you don't speak of family business to anyone outside? And I mean serious, like if you found out Uncle Tommy was touchy, you know what I mean, with the nieces and the nephews or whatever, are you not to speak about it? Are you sworn to silence and secrecy or betray the family?
No, I mean, one thing from listening, I mean, listen, we had my older sister's ex-husband that molested his stepdaughter, right? So she was 6 or 7. So that's pedophilia, right? I mean, pedophilia and molestation. And it was never like something, yeah. So no, first of all, those people usually get brought to justice, all right? There's no hiding it. As far as I know, now I don't know. Maybe some people do hide it, but no, there's no like written code, like it's because that's just, it doesn't make sense, because then you're opening up other people to get that behavior that didn't get the word, right? I mean, so I would say in general, no, but I mean, is it possible that it happens? I'm sure it does. I'm sure some people are hiding it.
So let me.
Culturally, it's not like
but and it's also situational, right? Because you gotta. I mean, if so and so that's doing the thing. I mean, I see where, because you see it on TV, especially in some of those on the ID network, where you'll find where if there's a lot to lose, if you get rid of that person, then it's more likely to be hidden. Like if the person's bringing in the finances, it's more likely, well, we can't screw this up, you know? So, I mean, there's that as well.
You know, today I saw a video. I don't know if you guys saw it. I shared it in the chat. It was Ari Spears. He dragged his very ashy skin and both black eyes on camera to drag Katt Williams, or attempt to do so. And it was a very long diatribe of bullshit. But I'm going to give you the cliff notes real quick. Essentially, one of the things that really, this is the most desperate part of the video, was when he began to say, well, his interview was pointless because it'll change nothing. These men will go on and live their lives as rich men. He didn't cure cancer. He didn't do blah, 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 so on and so forth, or whatever it is, what have you. Now, here's the irony of it, okay? We're very clear that, yes, okay, let's entertain this. That no, this won't change things. No, he's not curing cancer. No, he's not creating a seismic shift in culture by creating this, sitting down with Shannon. But let's look at it at another way. What's going to happen after the Illuminati has been fucking exposed for the 18th time by Kanye West? Kanye, by all extents and purposes, is a fucking snitch. He's snitching. It just so happens that his information that he's disclosing for the black community, we can use it. Kyrie Irving is a snitch. Any black person who absolutely exposed the corporate power structure or the powers that be is snitching, but it's their snitches to our fucking benefit. So I say all this to say, all of this information that's being disclosed by a number of people, a number of conspiracy theorists, it doesn't change things either, but we have no issue with it. It's only, we only have these conversations when we're exposing other black people. Like, you can't expose other black people for bullshit. You're going against the laws of the culture. And I'll let y'all speak on that.
And you know what? I got another thing too. Like, I noticed something, and a lot of these things, when we see the internet, the black internet, uproar and start to like defend something, there's two things, because I'm looking at what they're actually defending, and what they're actually defending is mediocrity over actual excellence. Like someone who is in love with the craft, they love what they do, they're fighting for the arts. And a lot of what Katt was saying was we've allowed all of these hacks to get in. We've been flooded with a industry full of hacks. And I wonder why shit's not funny. This is why.
Yeah, I'll say.
So the two things that I see us defend the most, I'm about to land a plane here, no saying. The two things I see us defend the most is mediocrity and degeneracy.
I'll say this. I think that's just it's not just in the arts, it's in everyday business. Because to keep up with Katt Williams means you're going to have to put a lot more effort and work into what you're doing. And most people don't want to. Most people want the status quo and they want to be able to ride the wave without having to work as hard. So yeah, that's kind of the world you live in. When Haran talks about the alphas or the top, we live in a world, and I think Haran will agree, we live in a world where the majority of the people in the world, if we lived in a different time, wouldn't survive. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
No, we wouldn't.
And Katt is one of those guys that would survive in another time period because he's got it together. He puts the effort in. He's got that drive. But most people don't. Most people just want to ride the mediocrity.
And
Right.
I think that's the byproduct of great men in all, facets of life, creating the world that we live in, whether it be captains of industry, whether it be through entertainment, politics, so on and so forth. The world that they all shape and help to cultivate, when it's passed down, it's like a $500 million fortune. You know what I mean? When it's passed down, the progeny won't necessarily really connect fully with the struggle that it took to get the fortune. This comedic platform that we have now, it was built off the backs of Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, to some extent, not even some extent, Bill Cosby, a number of greats. We can go on and on. They are having this platform. Now, on this platform, we have a Jess Hilarious. We have like 20 Jess Hilariouses and one Dave Chappelle, like 30 fucking, other YouTube car comedians. And you get Katt Williams. So the ratio is different. So of course there's going to be an issue.
So I just listened to the 911 call that someone said, I think Off Code was it, said he held a 17-year-old boy against his will in his house. The details are still shady. I just heard the whole 911 call. The boy was with someone else. They were allegedly living in his guest house, Katt Williams' guest house. That boy and somebody else, which is not hard to believe because, Katt Williams is adopting people and taking care of people. I don't know the full details, but this was back in 2009. And the boy called 911 and was like, oh, I want to leave. We got a flight to catch and he's not letting us out. Allegedly, they took something from him. So I don't know what the details of this are. But just hearing he held a 17-year-old boy against his will in the closet sounds like some pedo shit. So I would wait to get all the details before I get into this. Because if I tell you, yo, that girl held a 17-year-old boy, you're going to jump to, if you're the type to judge off of one sentence, you're going to jump to, oh, then why? I want to hear the whole details. You know me, I have a very prosecutorial brain. I need fucking details from both sides. When, where, why, who are you? What is he to him? Why didn't he want you to leave the house? I need details. I need more than, oh, he held a 17-year-old boy in a closet. I need more than that. That's how I do shit.
And yeah, stuff like that actually happens quite often to celebrities for the reason that people try to steal from them. Like, I've heard this story a lot of times. Not just celebrities, but people who are known to have money. So that's
like Rosario. That happened to Rosario Dawson and her mom. There was this whole big thing. A guy was living in their guest house, taking care of the grounds or whatever. 911 was called and all of that. So this was 2009. But it's interesting because this goes back to Katt Williams exposes Black trauma and hypocrisy. let's say worst case scenario, he's holding a 17-year-old boy against his will and then in the closet. Why are we talking about it now?
And
Because
you see,
it's calling out other people.
no, don't
That works?
no, don't do that, because then you just basically, again, you just open another box of hypocrisy. Because
Well, let's open it.
I hope you brothers, when the next time a female jumps up and said that this nigga raped me 20 years ago, I hope you're just as inviting. And next time, you know, a black person is actually, I don't know, a victim of police brutality, and they bring up, you know what I mean, that, oh yeah, he stole a fucking bag of Snickers bars from the local bodega when he was 10 years old. I hope you're open to that. I hope you're open to that. Because you just did what you accuse white people of doing. You know what I mean? You just did what you accuse, you know what I mean, women of doing. And you know why you did it? Because it was something you could use in your favor. And you as a human being saw something that you could exploit, and you took full advantage of it. You're just as much a fucking piece of shit that you're claiming the other side is. And that is the point that I often make to people. There are no Shiites, Muslims, and Republicans, Democrats. No, there are just aligned interests and misaligned interests. That's it. All that fucking side shit is bullshit.
It's bullshit. Right. Illusion.
Right. So it's you know, I just find it, the timing is always interesting. Everybody, you know, I mean, it's expected though, because here's the thing. He really did destroy the whole comedy world. He did. He called all the heroes out, right? He pulled the cape. He was like, this is who they really are, right? They're mad, right? And they're mad because they're not as talented and he is. And I'm just calling it how it's black and white. If they were as talented, okay, they would have dragged his ass. They would have dragged him. They would have been like, oh yeah, now it's a party, right? It's a battle, you know. None of them are able to do that. So it's like, let's look to see what happened in his past. Oh, the 17-year-old boy. What are the details of that boy? Why was he and a friend living in a guest house? Why did they want to leave? And Katt say, y'all not leaving.
And why talk about it now?
You know what it reminds me of?
I seriously want to know. I want to know.
You know what it reminds me of? Y'all recall this if y'all were in New York. Of course you were at this time. Remember that those string of years when Jay would just kept fucking with Nas? You just kept fucking with him and thought that, you know what I mean, he about to just dead this nigga. He about to be the king of New York, and Nas's whole career was on the line. And then boom, that one night that nigga dropped Ether and the whole fucking city went quiet. And even Jay, Bleak, all of them, Bleak called up, was like, yo, son, he got us. They had nothing. So after that, it was either, all right, either we go at this nigga or we just call it truce. Because when you really awaken genius and he gets up, you get reminded why, oh yeah, that's why he's that nigga. Mm-hmm. That's why he's that nigga. So it's either you kiss the ring or you're gonna have an even bigger problem. And smarter people say, you know what? It's better to just do business with this motherfucker. Because we ain't got the ammo. We just ain't got the ammo. So we just gotta, he's the bigger fish, fuck it. You know what I mean? So this is what this feels like. This is exactly what this feels like. Y'all been fucking with Katt for a very long time with your little snide remarks and blah, 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 because you thought little man wasn't going to say shit. But when he came out there swinging on some I don't give a fuck shit, you realize that, oh, you really ain't got nothing for the nigga, because you know deep down inside you're not as funny as him. You're nowhere nearly as talented, swift with the thinking. You just don't have it. So now you got to go find some shit with some kid getting tied up in a fucking basement on some Rick James shit. You know what I mean? To vindicate yourself or whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. I don't know. I don't know the story. You know what I mean? So you have to just, it's desperation. You ever seen a nigga in a desperate attempt to fight back when he's losing in a street fight? We all seen that shit. He's just shooting at air. And the other guys just dodging after a while.
They all punch in the air at this point.
That's exactly what
no one's hitting.
Yeah. You know what also, thinking back to the interview, what made me, how you can tell that what he's saying when he's saying that, you know, some of these other comedians are lazy or they're stealing and things like that, is the fact that the people he spoke well about, were at the top of their game. Prince, D.L. Hughley. These are all hard-working people at the top 1% of their game. He's not knocking those guys down. So if he's trying to knock people down out of jealousy, why wouldn't he take the top people down, right? No, he's not doing that. He's taking the people that were kind of, like I never liked Chris Tucker's movies. I always thought they were goofy. The one with the Chan, the actor, I forgot what the name is. Yeah, I always thought, God, man, he looks goofy. Like, it just looks Steppenfetchy kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was just like, never liked that. Never liked Kevin Hart stuff. So, but my point was, the original point was that's how there was a ring of truth to it, is that he gave people credit, and the people he gave credit were normally at the top of their game. Like you could see it plain as day. Prince wrote, I don't know how many songs that never made the radio that people kind of like. You go listen to them, like, why did he put that out? So yeah, it's just another thing.
And another thing, Ari said one thing too that was really. He gave Kevin Hart props. He was talking about how Kevin Hart, respect the rank and so on and so forth. He was kind of in that space. I was like, wow, your energy is real different, Aries, because I remember like a couple of years straight, you was on Kevin Hart's neck. Mm-hmm. He don't write his own shit. You weren't really respecting the rank and respecting the fact that he's selling out, blah blah blah. Worldwide. You were still on his neck, but conveniently. Now you're respecting the rank. Okay. I just thought that was a very funny thing.
But it's funny because the same thing that you said, No Saint, happens with me as well. Like, I'll sit up here and I'll praise Oprah and Gayle King and what they've done, and Robert Smith and Don Peebles. And I'm like, these people, they're Black and they're doing it. They're the elite. And attorney Kevin Kelly, who's a restaurateur and a club. And I'm just like, and the moment I fucking say that, give me somebody that I can't stand, somebody Black I fucking can't stand. Who? Give me
any name.
Any name. Oh, you're racist. She's racist. She talking about people. Okay, you dumb bitch. So you didn't hear everybody else that I praised. And it was the same thing that happened with Katt Williams. He's praising women. He brought 26 women on tour with him. He's praising the young up-and-coming comedians, the Just Hilarious, the DC Young Fly, the Dave Chappelle's, the Prince. Y'all didn't hear none of that. What y'all heard was him critique some joke stealers and some lazy-ass fucking comedians with some ugly light-skinned wives. That's all you heard.
It is.
Nicole Murphy's not ugly. I just got to put that out there.
She's funny looking.
Say she's not funny looking.
She's funny looking.
Anyway.
And now she's even worse. She look like an old white lady holding on to her looks.
That's not what we're talking about right now, okay?
No, because you're talking about her from the neck down. That's why. I actually look at people's faces around.
Okay, look, listen. We'll talk out behind the scenes about that.
Lily, she's funny looking. Lily,
I like Nicole.
You also said she's androgynous.
She needs to lay off the Botox. She needs to lay off the Botox.
And you agreed with me. And I said I thought Eddie Murphy got her because he's into transgender women.
Right. Because honestly, that's
what I thought that was his way of getting close to transgender women without being the transgender woman out.
She's always a very nice looking woman.
I've always thought that.
Yeah, she's always been fine. Yes. Now the rest of them, there's an argument for that funny looking shit. You know what I mean? I saw a couple of smushed noses, very, very weird jawlines. Yes. Particularly Steve Harvey's wife. I don't think Steve Harvey's wife is the bomb like that. I don't see it. She
has a long horse face. Let me tell you something. I don't even think you were a bigger fan of Nicole Murphy than I was. I was obsessed. Obsessed with some Nikki Murphy. I followed everything she fucking did. Okay?
Baby. Yeah.
I had her fucking picture in my damn phone. Okay, in my gallery.
Right? It's a beautiful woman.
Yes. Absolutely. Now, no.
Oh,
No.
I mean, she's
I'm on
What you
been
say?
Jen's side with
doing
this
the
one.
work. It's
I'm
been
on
like
Jen's side with this one. I just flipped her up.
see, here's the thing. Here's the thing,
Did you
ladies.
look her up? Thank you, No Saint.
Anyway, listen,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. We're not gonna do this because
But I used to be obsessed with
bad
Nikki. Obsessed.
I love
bad
her.
chicks live in their own space of sexual market value. Okay, listen, Halle Berry she's approaching 60. Okay, is she the Halle Berry of when she was 30 or 25? Absolutely not. However, the Halle of damn near 60 is still 10 times better than the average woman at her fucking peak. Especially nowadays. These broads got hair under their chin. They got six stomachs. The obesity is championed. It's a race to the bottom.
Just for that, I'm gonna take the hair out from under my chin and put it in your sandwich next time I see you. Now let me get back to Nikki Murphy. Because
women over 40 are gonna have hair on their chin, okay?
You're damn right. Okay, so
Nikki Murphy. Jennifer, Janicia, you do not have hair on your fucking chin.
Did you call me Jennifer? You're about to get cut.
Jen, you do not have fucking hair on your chin.
Just about every woman gets hair on their chin after 40. I'm telling you. I used to make up for a living.
What was it, a blackhead with a fucking
no, because remember, it's the biological thing. Women turn into men and men turn into women.
That's not what we're talking about when men.
That's what we're talking about.
We're talking about this shit that goes across your fucking upper lip.
No, I don't got that. But back to Nikki Murphy. From the neck down, she's a goddess.
Absolutely.
We all can agree on that.
She's an alien. She is a goddess. From the neck down, she's a fucking anomaly. The ass is real. The tits are fake, but the ass is real. She's a fucking Amazon. Yes, however, from the neck up, she looked like an old white teacher. She looked like when the chickens are born and they come out the egg and they still wet. That's what her face looks like, Haran.
Currently,
we can agree on that.
I said currently that she went too hard with the Botox. I've said that.
And she hasn't done her lips, so she got this thin. She looks like a teacher like this right now.
Why do teachers have thin lips? Because my teachers used to have thin lips. What is up with that?
She has this Asian thing going on now. She's
it's like and a lot of them chicks that are half white, they start morphing as they get older. People forget she's half white.
Well, Lotto's doing it early. She's doing the morph thing in her 20s.
Remind me of my PE teacher back in elementary school.
I'm accepting the Nikki Murphy slander today. However, she's amazing from the neck down. To have a gang of kids, she's amazing.
Oh yeah, like 5, right?
Yes, you Jax, you're absolutely right. We say it on the show. As women age, they lose estrogen and testosterone slowly takes over. And the flip side is true with men.
Why nobody talks about the flip side, Haran? Why nobody talks
about the flip side right now? As men age, we lose testosterone and estrogen takes over. And this is why I keep telling you motherfuckers, eat your steak, eat your eggs, go get some shit. Don't listen to these fucking crazy whacked out liberals trying to shove soy milk in front of your fucking face. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and all of your health and you like what is it? Water milk or no. What is it? Walnut milk? Whatever the fuck it is called. Almond milk. Whatever the fuck that shit is called. You know what I mean? Anybody gives you anything that says almond milk, you get whatever you deserve whatever you get when you drink some shit like that.
Actually, almond milk has a lot of bad chemicals in it too.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. It's like
have you ever seen almonds produce milk? It just doesn't equate to me. Like,
I didn't know they had breasts.
Well, honestly,
I got into a bit of a debate with a guy. He offered me some fucking some soy milk one day, and I looked at him. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" He was like, "No, it's soy milk." I was like, "No, I'm
okay." So you can get milk out of almond milk. You can make almond.
I was just about to say, my girlfriend makes it straight like herself.
Yeah, I would not recommend buying it in a container.
If you want to be a man, Don't drink almonds that produce milk.
No silk. No
Okay,
silk.
no, don't drink these things. You know what I mean? Eat eggs. Eat at least 3 or 4 eggs a day.
I
Lift.
cut through eggs.
Lift.
Best eggs are when you have your own chickens, though.
True.
You can tell the difference, man.
Yes,
Sure.
yes. Those free-range eggs. You know what I mean? Yes, absolutely. And eat your red meat. Men should die eating meat. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
because and I'm gonna tell you, these days, you all men, like I did a video on this too.
Pause.
I mean, the estrogen, it's literally the average American diet is a very high estrogen diet. For the, like, if you're eating like the average American, you got to do your research. It is very high in estrogen. That's why when I'm out on my walks now, I'm seeing these teenage boys with women's breasts, not man boobs, but they look like women's breasts, and hips and all that other stuff. So, like, seriously, y'all need to really. That's not nothing to play with.
Man.
So the mermaid had a baby boy.
What?
So she finally got honest. Like, what was the tea for even hiding it this long?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Ricky Smiley
Was crying.
Yeah. He was crying.
Okay, so let's look at him cry because I want to see.
Speaking of estrogen.
Yo. And I want to play for you Kevin's attempt at a clapback. I was like, Kevin, come now. Come now, Kevin, come on. We know this isn't your thing, and that's okay.
Has to be more careful.
Let's see what Ricky Smiley's crying about. Well, he is older, so he probably got the estrogen kicking in, so we got to give him a little pass.
I mean, look, and he plays a woman. He portrays a woman from time to time, and yes, he's an older gentleman. So
there you go, very in touch with his feminine side. Nothing wrong with that.
Girl.
Hey man, can I get you anything? Can I get you water or something, man?
No,
okay, all right. Yeah. Can I give you a minute? Thank you. You sure? Okay. Yeah.
No, say if you wanted water.
That would damn sure be no sin. Like, hey man,
Yes,
okay?
it would.
Yeah, man. Hey,
okay, man?
Haran, I was just thinking, Haran, we need to do a skit where I'm in the background like, man, can I get some water, man?
Listen, I don't know what happened, but look, man, this is me. I'm not posting no video of me breaking down like an independent black woman who don't need no man who rent late. I'm just not doing that shit. Okay? I'm not doing that shit. That shit remind me of, yo, y'all remember that episode of when Florida, broke down in the middle because, James died and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Then she was in the kitchen. She was like, damn.
Where are we all like? That scene was like, it just came out of nowhere. I was traumatized by that scene. I was like, oh my God, I watch these sitcoms to laugh. What is happening? So I don't know. You know, I see a lot of what's the word? What do you call it?
Deflection.
Planned.
Deflection.
When people are performing,
Contrived.
I see a lot of it's a P word. I forgot what it is.
Performative.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go. There you very, very performative. So let's listen to Kevin Hart's attempt at some clapbacks. By the way, Ricky Smiley is they say mourning his son's death, the anniversary of his son's death. There's a couple of comedians online mourning their son's death this month, which is interesting.
Listen, that real quick before you go, okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with him crying about his son's death, but why does he set the camera up? And I don't know what he's putting salt in a drink. I don't know what he's doing for like 10 minutes before he cries. I mean, that to me is what I was like, come on, dude. I got, I don't have that much time to live, and you're wasting my time stirring your freaking salt in your drink. I mean, but no, I mean, crying for your son's one thing, but you don't have to, to put it on video.
Right. It's performative. It's performative. Yes. So let's see what Kevin Hart.
Like no saying, say, would you just set the camera up? Like how did the camera get there? Like what was going on? Like what are we doing?
No, Lord Almighty. What is this country? Oof.
Right. Okay.
New York Knicks. I don't know if you guys know this, but Katt Williams bought the Knicks.
He definitely bought it.
He bought the Knicks, and it's rumored that he took the Knicks back, returned them with a receipt.
Yeah, you could do that. You didn't know you could do that.
The first person ever did.
Yeah. Oh, they gave him a 30-day policy.
He had it. Well, he bought them for 15 days
and returned it.
Yeah. So another fun fact about the New York Knicks.
He made the team.
He played.
He played. Oh, he
played. He played with the Knicks. He played with them.
We know he fast. They say he fast.
Yeah,
he run
one of the fastest.
3.9.
Oh, yeah.
What you say? 3.9. He figured out how to play basketball from reading all them books.
3,000 of them.
3,000 a year.
A year.
And that's 2 a day.
Yeah.
At 6 years old. That's 2 a day. Who knew he was so big?
Smartest kid to ever do it. They kept it a secret for 48 years. Yeah. They kept it a secret, and it just dropped on it.
He was hitchhiking on side of the street at 13.
Yeah.
So they couldn't find it. Speaking of which, Kev, you've had a busy week.
Yeah.
A tough one.
Yeah, real busy week, fellas. A real busy one.
Okay. Oh, John Morant coming in to the Lakers. Okay.
Another known fact: Katt dropped him off.
Oh, wow.
Katt just dropped John Morant. He gave him a ride.
In a spaceship. Okay. In a spaceship. Copy that. Spaceship that he parallel parked.
Known fact: Katt Williams has a NBA basketball court in his living room. He's the first to ever really New York Knicks.
Okay, so look at the comments. The comments say, just so we're clear, I never found him funny. He ain't been funny since he left his ex-wife. But he didn't call Katt a liar once. He's calling Katt Williams broke instead of saying he's a liar. That's very telling. You hurt when you need other people to help you talk about one man. Fat phase on lie. Kevin, baby, laughing out loud. Just go take this L in silence. Shit was corny, not funny at all. Thank you again for letting us know you're guilty, Kevin. So, the sentiment is, take the L. That's another thing I noticed. These guys are not taking the L. I wrote on my Facebook, being a man is not just celebrating your wins and announcing your wins, but also being able to accept and take an L, right? And speak about it and work your way through it. These guys, they're so pompous and so obnoxious and such big jerks. Okay, so self-righteous. They refuse to take this L and just talk about it, right? Be like, my bad. Now, Ricky Smiley, he tried to do that, right? He was like, no, I wish him the best, blah, blah. And you know what I mean? He's the only one that went that route, right? The other ones are not budging because, again, these are the cool kids and they don't want to lose.
You know what's ironic about that is that if you can sit there with people get uptight about saying they're wrong or saying they were in the wrong or taking the L, and and when they do that, they end up getting more eyeballs on them, more scrutiny than if you just go ahead and say, hey, I was wrong. it's so much. People think it's hard to say you're wrong. Actually, it's easier to say you're wrong because then it shows you're humble. You have more thought. You know, maybe you thought about it and said, you know what, you're right. It's much better to say you're wrong than to try to defend a point that everybody already is looking with scrutiny and saying, he's lying. So yeah, I think that's funny.
Well, you know, I would say that a lot of things are easy if the person is ready to do the work.
Right. That's what I was.
Not ready to do the fucking work, and shit gonna be easy because you constantly in battle with yourself. I you know, in Kevin's defense, though, I mean, 80% of the Katt jokes he probably had that probably would have landed. It probably would have been kind of funny because y'all both were pretty much the same height. So 80% of them short jokes probably you couldn't even fucking use and shit like that. The only thing you could probably say is the nigga broke. And I don't think he's that broke.
Right.
I really don't think he's that broke. You know what I mean?
Whatever you got out.
Faison Love's. The weakest was Faison Love's, you know what I mean, response. I mean,
that was terrible.
That was his shit was just like, again, that motherfucker, he could at least cut his beard, did a shape up of something.
That was terrible. Are you talking about the one where he was like, he's overrated? He's overrated.
Oh, another one.
There's another one.
The one where he was struggling to breathe. That one when he was struggling to breathe.
Yes, I remember. That's the shit that I had to tell y'all about. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Yo, he went as low as to say that Katt Williams was giving up ass when he was riding those tractor trailers. When he was on his way to Miami, he got fucked.
So just make up shit. Just
making up shit, and I was just like, "That's how low you gonna go with it, bro? Is this how low you gonna go with it?" It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Honestly, at the end of the day, this is what I feel. I don't think anybody should have just said shit.
They would have been better off.
I don't think any of these motherfuckers should have said shit because nobody has anything of value to say, and no one's calling them a liar.
Not one. Not
They're just
one.
saying the obvious. Yeah, you got less money than these people that you're attacking, or blah blah blah, or quote unquote the lie that you're not relevant. Katt Williams always been relevant. Katt always been relevant.
How you doing, King Made Music in the building, pulling up to the block. How you doing, sir? Hope you are well. Happy New Year. What I don't understand is but it goes back to what you said, Haran, about Black men and low self-esteem. But I'm like, they're all clapping back with, I got more money than you.
That's a low self-esteem clapback right there. It's it's the same one as like my outfit costs more than that, all of that whole thing. That screams low self-esteem, in my opinion.
D.L. Hughley.
This is rap. I bring my watches on my private plane. I pull up the Lamborghini. Fast and Furious gives me checks to work. D.L.
Hughley was on Vlad, and he said something.
I like his comedy. He's cool.
And he said something that is going to bring to the point that I'm making right now. He was, Vlad wanted to talk about Monique, and DL was like, I don't want to fucking talk about this shit. And, Vlad was like, no, I just want to say it, and you don't have to respond. You know how Vlad is. He just needs to press the interview. So, DL just gave him the space to do it. But DL basically said, like, look, at the end of the day, he was speaking on himself. Like, you can say all the things that you want and you come after, my success or whatever I've done. But he was basically saying that this is who, he was speaking on himself as a man, a person of character. And far too often, brothers like to lean on, I got more money, I got more this, I got more that. But who are you as a man?
Like, why don't they see that that's what we're looking at? Unless they only care about the people that are worshiping them, I guess, because they got money. Because the rest of us are looking at them like, you're stupid, though.
This is where the lack of self-esteem comes in, because
it's corny.
I'm just calling it what it is. And the red pill community is, they support this idea. They don't tell you to go out there and find out who you are. They tell you to go out there and create this air of success so you can replace the fact that you don't know who the fuck you are.
That's it.
That you have no character as a man. So to replace that big old fucking hole, oh, I'm worth $5 million. Oh, I'm covered in women. I'm covered in this. Yeah, but who are you as a fucking man? Do you get the phone call at 3 a.m. when shit goes wrong? Do motherfuckers trust their intimate, darkest fucking secrets with you? Are you that guy?
Are women around you because they want to be around a man, or they just, bitch, you could get me some red bottoms?
And that's it. That's it. That's, for me, that's the true measure of a man. Because at the end of the day, those are the guys. And when I say the foxhole, I really mean metaphorically. But those are the guys that I would love to, that I want to be in the fucking foxhole with, regardless of anything. Even though I make my joke, but those are the type of men that I want to stand by when we're going on this when we're going up against something.
And you notice, like, all these, like the YouTubers with their new money, they all act like low-level celebrities, and that's what always flies out of their mouth. I got cars, I got this, I make this amount of money. Your new money and your little punk, and as soon as you get demonetized, when you get demonetized by YouTube, you get to crying.
Little Tay. Little Tay, is that her name?
They give Lil Tay. They all get Lil Tay.
Yeah, just ridiculous. And I'm like, get the crying. Like little man bitches that we got demonetized.
Right. At this point, I think from a grown ass man.
Because at the end of the day, that brand was all you had to keep me from having to look in the mirror. One day it's going to be over for all these guys. And the only thing they're going to be left with is those clips, the shit that they looked at, all that. Because, no matter who you are, man, and this is for the people who've ever been near death. If you've ever been near death, you'll understand what I'm about to tell you. There comes a time that if you have enough sense to understand that in a few moments you might die, or tomorrow you might die, you are looking up into the sky or the ceiling, and you're literally looking at your life and just flipping through the pages and asking yourself, what did I really stand on? Mm-hmm. What am I really leaving behind? Look, listen, I'm going on my path in terms of building my own brand and monetizing my music, because I don't want to leave this earth being some guy who had a 6-figure career in tech, made a whole bunch of white people money, and fucked some chicks. That's not a legacy for me. That's not a legacy. I want to leave being a good father, a great artist, and someone who left behind something that maybe can inspire other people to live, a better life and go on and do something with themselves, and maybe even create something bigger than I left. To me, that's a legacy. That's important. That pushes the paradigm.
And I just want to say that to do what Ludacris did, and to do what people that refer to, look how much money I have and look how, is really to do a disservice to the people in the Black community. And I'm going to speak just as an observant. You can correct me if I'm wrong, because they made it and they have all this money, but the example you're presenting to the people that aren't in that tax bracket, that haven't made it, that are struggling, is that is the end all be all, is to flaunt it, right? To flaunt it. And what happens in the white community? The white community say, man, he's got a really nice car, but he lives over in the projects, or he's got all these great clothes, but he has no savings, the things that really are going to build generational wealth, right? So I just think it's a bad thing to do for celebrities to act like that's the end goal, is to flaunt it all, to say, hey, I got this, I got that, because it's an example. They shouldn't be role models, but they are role models. Like, that's just the truth.
But that's why the tables are turning now.
I was just about to say, and this is very telling where their priorities lie. His priorities lie in protecting the craft, protecting the arts, and their priority is making money, and it shows. That's why it's when you put profit first, and that's why everything is fucking garbage now, because everything is about profit. No one cares about shit. Like, everything's about profit. So when you put that first,
and then it's funny, Lily, too, the way they flaunt their lives, and all them guys have been in so many scandals. It's like, you're not happy, bitch. You got caught out here in Vegas humping your little 5'5" ass on some fucking hooker out here. Your wife, Yuxodi, whatever the fuck, the fake doctor, Ludacris's wife, was banging down a door in a dress room because you was boning some bitch. Y'all are not happy. Money and all and everything. Y'all have so many fucking problems. So it's stupid. But you're right, no, saying like to flaunt that. That's why I asked the question the other day. Who are you flaunting to? You're not flaunting to the Arabs. You're not flaunting to real estate. And I'm talking about black people. You're not flaunting to the black real estate moguls who are worth $1 billion. You're not. Who are you flaunting to? You're only flaunting to people that have less than you. And this is why I am proud to say, with the exception of Babyface, I am proud to say I haven't put dime one in the pocket of any of these motherfuckers that brag about money. Not a Beyonce, not a Jennifer Lopez, not a Jay-Z. Not one fucking album have I ever bought, because you're not going to be talking about my money on a fucking rap track. You're not going to do it.
You're not going to be calling me broke. You ain't going to take my money and call me broke. Oh, that's
right.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, Kenny's a genius, so.
But he ain't never called Jim broke. He's never called Jim broke.
Right, exactly. So it's just, that's kind of par for the course.
He just said, I'll take your rent.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll take your dinner too. As soon as I get home from work,
Yo, let me tell you something about money, man. You know, when you're from the mud, that shit is so fucking attractive, man. Money. Because you think about all the things that, oh man, like I could have this amazing life, and you know what I mean? Because you don't have it, you know what I mean? You went hand-me-downs and shit like that. You don't fucking have this shit. Now, when you actually are putting yourself in a position, you get money, and then you're putting in a room full of people who are getting more money than you, and you're not really happy, and you're saying they're not really fucking happy, then you got to ask yourself, then what the fuck? Like, if I'm making this kind of money and they're making 10 times the amount, then what is this really about, man? What's this?
I saw Dan Bilzerian not too long ago. Dan Bilzerian. He was like, I don't even care about any of this anymore. My best times now is hanging out with my boys and just hanging out with people I care about. I was like, oh, are you done, Dan? Are you done? Are you done acting, looking, running around like a fucking man child? Look at me, I got guns and bitches. Are you done?
He does have that. He has that washed look now. He does.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He does.
And it's fine because he caught some shit he can't get rid of.
Yeah, he's got that punch drunk, washed up uncle look now, where it's just like all I have are the war stories.
Dan Bilzerian.
You know what's really funny? As I get older, I realize how much Al Bundy was a fucking philosopher when he came to life, man. It was absolutely genius.
Did he just say Al Bundy? Are you about to quote Al Bundy, sir?
Yo, listen. I'm gonna give you some of the shit I bumped into this shit today. Look, when we were younger, it was hilarious, but as I'm an older man, I'm like, this is absolutely fucking gold. Like, for instance, there was this episode where he was constantly fighting with these dudes who kept fucking with this chick he knew, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And towards the end of the show, they're like, yo, man, why do you keep coming back? He was like, we keep fucking you up. We keep throwing you in a fucking trash can. Why do you keep coming back? He was like, I keep doing this for one main reason. The same reason all men do certain shit. I'm a fucking moron. And you know why I'm a moron? A woman is involved in this shit, in the situation that's going on right now. He's like, since the beginning of time, men have basically been complete fucking idiots whenever it comes to women. So I'm risking my life here to impress this woman, hoping that I might get something out of it. But I'm here ready to risk my fucking life because a woman is fucking involved. He's like, I'm going to do it, you're going to do it, and the guy behind you is going to do it. And when he said that shit, I said, holy fucking shit. This whole shit was giving us game since we were fucking 8 years old. And we were too young and stupid to really understand and realize it. Bro, it's like, God damn it. You know what I mean? That shit is so real. and the ideas. And he said one thing about Peggy. No, listen, before you play the violins or Purple Rain, whatever the fuck you about to play. Listen, he said this one thing. He said, listen, Peg, even if the woman on the TV was gorgeous, if she was my wife, I still wouldn't want her because she's my wife.
So we got Aristotle and Al Bundy.
I mean, maybe a little here, but it's close. It's kind of close.
But you know what he said about dating fans. That's the point I say about dating fans. Like a guy may like lust and like, oh my gosh, she's everything. If she got in his house, she would no longer be.
Then what?
It's the side chick versus the wife. It's the side chick.
Right. 3 months. 3 months. Take it from me, ladies. If you're listening, men, you may want to do this too. But I don't know. Men may be more reluctant because you settle very quickly. But 3 months, men are the best that you're ever going to experience them. Those first 3 months.
I don't think we settle. You love to use that word. I don't think we settle.
Do you know how I'm using the word settle?
Yes, I know. How
am I using the word settle?
I'm going to correct you, though. Okay. We tend to get into our routine after 3 months. And then we get repetitive. So we tend to get used to the routine.
That's the same fucking thing I said. You settle in.
I don't like the word, man.
I don't care what you don't like. You settle in. You settle in like big ogres and you watch sports.
It's not.
The first 3 months.
Ugly thing. You
no
thing. Ugly thing. Saying
no, listen. No thing. You meet a hot chick. No, you meet a hot chick. God damn it. You meet a hot chick. I bet you that you are willing to miss a football game within those first 3 months. A hot chick. You just met her. You've seen her online. You're like, my, everything. Right?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, for sure. Right? I'll be like,
after them 3 months, but baby, the Saints are playing.
Yeah, you gotta ease a woman into your hobbies.
3 months. That's why I only got 3 months for y'all. Y'all ain't doing that shit to me.
No, but I agree with Jen. I agree with Jen. We have a very the height of the relationship, and then.
So are we getting the best of you all in only the first 3 months? Are we just?
Here's the thing, women. Here's the thing, women are magicians. We could keep that act going way longer than y'all. Way longer than y'all. Way longer. Like y'all get fat and nasty. We can't see your dicks past your belly. Yeah, and we still be like, oh baby, I love you and coming for you and everything, knowing damn well we don't want to see that fucking gut. So we keep it going. We keep it going. At least aesthetically, the optics we give you is that you're fine to us.
Yeah,
that's the optics we give you. Like you fine.
Now hearing that, men in the room, hearing that, you motherfuckers will still run and go get married. And she just told you this fucking shit.
I agree that women are. Listen, that's part of the reason that when they come and say they're done, you have no clue. Like, where did that come from? Because
she was done last year.
Such good at. It's almost like, listen, there's the whole thing with when you're in American, like in EMT, you're taught that like a baby will sit there and maintain and then rub like that. Where an adult's not like that, right? An adult, you can check their vitals and you can see it, but a baby maintain. That's how women are. Women can maintain, and all of a sudden they just drop like a rock to the bottom of the ocean.
Actually, I think women treat men. Here's the thing. I think women treat men like they treat their shoes and the clothes in their closet. They only get rid of you when they have no more space.
Hold on. Can we get the likes up? We got almost 50 people in the room, and I only got 27 likes. Can I get a little like? Can I get a little like? Can you like, mama? Can you like, mama? Can you hit the like? Hit the like for me. I got twice the people watching and half the likes. That's no bueno.
And what, like I said, women, they tend to get rid of you when they have no more space in their closet and their fucking, you know what I mean, the shoe stand. You know what I mean? You know, and men
Well attacked.
men tend to keep around women like their favorite shirt. You get used
That's
to
a
that.
terrible analogy, though. What do you mean when we don't have any more room? That's not
No, when you don't have any more room, it means that you no longer have a use for the nigga. So when women no longer have a use for you, that's when they really get rid of you. So are you saying that women in relationships carry around useless men? Because that would be a paradox.
It's the word useless. That's not.
So now you don't like my word. Okay.
Yeah, it's not when you're. No, it's not. No, it's not that, because we keep you long after you're no fucking useless to us.
No.
The word is settled. The word is
or replaced. Until they're finding a replacement. Until they're finding a proper replacement.
That's actually more the way women move. Women monkey bar into relationship.
Well, then we're actually saying. So guess what?
Like we're done. We're like No Saint said. It'll look like regular, right? Okay. And then one day we come out of nowhere and be like, it'll be a Tuesday afternoon. We bring you a sandwich and your chicken wings, and right after we be like, by the way, sign these papers for me.
Yes, because you have monkey barred. You have found a bar. You no longer have use. You no longer have use, so you have to get it out of the your closet to make space for the new penis that you got in your life. So again, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. When they have no more space in your life, they get rid of you. They push you out. That's what happens. And yes, you'll get your eggs done the way that you want it, with a pen and a paper saying, yes, sign here.
All the way to the last day. All the way
and
to
a threat. If you don't sign within the next.
Trust me, she was gone
really,
last year.
And really, what it comes down to is that, like, Jen says it all the time, but it's true. Like, men, and I'm speaking from my own personal, you know, I can only see it from my side, but we tend to settle in. And from what Jen says, we settle in, we get comfortable. And women have a lot of options. And there is something to be said. Like, first of all, our expectation of a woman, we're not expecting a woman, at least in many cases, to, I don't know how to say it. We kind of accept like the way it is, right? Like we get settled. We like predictability. I think as men, we like predictability in the house and everything like that. And I think we believe a lot of the times we believe in like the whole marriage thing. In the beginning, you believe, okay, we're married, we're gonna last forever, blah 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 blah. But the truth is that we think at least. I think the alcohol's talking.
You know what's funny, and people are not gonna like that I say this. You know what's funny? You Jack said, "I don't like you tonight, Jen. Come back tomorrow." Listen, you know what's funny, and men are not gonna like this, right? Because you're like, when we ejaculate 5 billion sperm. That means that we're supposed to have 5 million women before we die. You know what's funny? I think women are less monogamous than men.
No, I believe that for sure. Mm-hmm. I believe that because women have way more opportunities.
Yeah, and I think that's the primary.
It's very true.
Look, listen, fellas. I'm gonna give y'all some real game here. The average man and the average woman are not really supposed to be together. Because by definition, the average man and the average woman will always have more fucking opportunities than the average male. That's just what it is.
So who he's supposed to be with?
He's supposed to be with someone. He's supposed to be an above average male. And he should be with, at the very least, if he's thinking about, if in terms of being with somebody, an average woman would make sense, while he has an above average woman as the side piece. But the point of the matter is that as a man, it's best that you always be here when you're dealing with a woman, man.
So No Saint should be dating like Roseanne.
Anytime she's here and you're here,
never happens.
Always be at a disadvantage because she's always looking down on you.